the Messenger Studios, I've got live with me, She Responds, a first responder for women group designed and tailored to break in new recruits, hopefully, for the profession and to take care of those that are currently serving. And I've got with me Ray Hoskins, Anne-Marie Whitford, Haley Hoppenrath, and Ellery Robinson. Guys, welcome to the show. So glad to have you today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm super excited you're here. I'm really kind of excited. I've been working really hard to get all the nonprofits up and in the studio, really to kind of showcase what they've got going on. And then, get the word out there, because you guys got a lot of events and stuff that you're trying to do this year. Isn't that right?
Yep, we have one major event we're trying to plan, which is a luncheon for female first responders and support.
When is that luncheon going to be?
We don't have an official date yet, but I think we're looking at Q3, maybe Q4 of this year.
Okay, well, I know somebody who might be good at the advertising department to help get that published and out there. What do you think?
I agree.
Well, you're here, Ray. They said you're in the hot seat. So what's this all about? Let us know, please.
Yeah, so She Responds is about uplifting, supporting, and creating a community for female first responders and those that are willing to support female first responders. So that could be EMS, fire, dispatch, police, you name it. We're here for everybody.
So are you working in the high schools and the career centers and stuff like that too? Or where are you trying to plant your roots?
Yeah, so our goal is to eventually support Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. As far as recruiting and getting the word out there, we're on Facebook and Instagram right now, and then working with different departments that do have a junior program, like Akron Fire Department has one.
Okay.
And really just making sure that everybody knows we exist so that we can build that community.
Well, that's awesome. And now all of you are personally first responders, is that right?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit. Let's go around the room. We'll start with you, Ellery. Ellery. What do you do in Meade County?
I'm a firefighter in Meade County, and I'm also an EMT in my regular job.
Wow. So you're doing two roles.
Yes.
So you're now, are you volunteer fire department or are you on payroll fire department?
I am a volunteer.
Okay. How many hours of training does it take to get to that level?
Well, it used to be 150 hours, and now I believe it's, 110?
115.
115.
Wow. And how long have you been serving in that capacity, both EMT and firefighter?
Well, 5 years as firefighter and 1 year as an EMT.
Wow. Congratulations. And we got Haley Hoppenrath with us. I'm going to screw these names up at least once, I'm sure, but there's two P's in that name. I've learned that today. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yes, I'm also a firefighter here at Meade County. I've been in it for a little while now. I really enjoy it.
Okay.
I'm on 3 different departments. There is one department that all 3 of us hold in common, which is Akron, but my home department is Meade County.
Okay. And, of course, our very own Anne-Marie Whitford with the Messenger, who also features articles in our newspaper. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. I'm glad you're here today. So tell us a little bit about your background and how long have you been doing local law enforcement and firefighting and EMT in our county?
Well, I'm a volunteer firefighter only with Akron Volunteer Fire Department. At first, I actually started out on the auxiliary, and I did that for about four or 5 years, I want to say. And then I just switched over to be a firefighter, and can't remember when it was, like 2 years ago. I am 115 certified. I got my 150 certification, then it changed over. So
Okay.
I'm a certified firefighter, and I absolutely love it. I give as much time to it as I can.
Sure.
And
the paper, right?
the paper. I love writing for the Messenger.
We're glad you do. So, obviously the new ownership taking this on and having this venue to do this. Tell us more about your organization and where you're wanting to go. Don't fight at once.
We want to go national.
Okay.
We don't want to leave it close to home. We want to hit everybody
Okay.
in every community. It is a field that is in low demand of females, but it is open to everyone.
Sure.
We want everyone to be a part of it. We think everybody should support one another, and everybody should be willing to help each other thrive at helping one another. The first responders have a hard enough time as it is, especially law enforcement now.
Yeah.
And we are a big family. We want to make sure that we are all on the same page and we are all protected and we are all and each other knows that we are there for one another.
Eventually, we'd like to have scholarships
Okay.
to help female first responders continue their education, like be from an EMT to a paramedic or to nursing school,
Okay.
or to become career firefighters.
Well, I definitely like the idea of y'all being a national. That would be awesome if you could get everybody across every state. But you did say you're working locally to get local membership. So how is your membership drive working so far?
Yeah, so I think it's been about 2 weeks maybe since we launched our Facebook page and Instagram.
Okay.
It took a while for us to get our 501c3 designation. If anybody's gone through that process, you know it is not an easy one to go through from a legal perspective. So as soon as we got that, we launched our Facebook and Instagram. We actually were featured on Wave 3, which was really amazing.
Very cool.
And so we're growing.
And now the Messenger Studios.
Yes, and now the Messenger's such an honor.
It will be in time.
It is.
You'll look back on this and you'll say, I was on one of their first podcasts. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
We were also in the Messenger in a posted article, which was really amazing too. But we are close to 58 members on our Facebook page.
Outstanding.
Instagram is going a little bit slower just because I haven't posted a ton of pictures on there yet. But we're planning again that luncheon this year and really hoping to grow our membership there and then slowly start to branch that out into the surrounding
Is membership open to both to everyone, male and female?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
But you're focused on female, encouraging females to get into the industry and that they can play an equal and passionate role.
Absolutely. Like Haley said, our goal is to make sure that everyone feels supported and valued, but we're in an industry where unfortunately there isn't a lot of females. And those of us that are a part of this really found a need that we needed a community of people to support one another and each other and to help us understand, and Anne Marie's talked about this before, but ways that we can do the same thing that our male counterparts can, but in a way that's effective for us.
So y'all agree that there's a difference between male counterparts and female counterparts in this industry?
I would say there are differences,
Okay.
but I would also argue to say that we can all do the exact same thing.
Okay, good. I was only thinking from a swimming perspective, but anyway, just kidding. Not, not bringing politics into the problem, but, male, female. So there's a difference. I truly believe that there's a difference in that the women gender need to be uplifted. And I think it's fabulous that you guys are taking the stride to do that. I just know that in today's times, it gets very confusing about who's a woman and who's a man. And I just want to know that it's specifically gender focused. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, I think that you guys could do so much industry wide if there were more people like you doing this. So how do you branch from here locally? Obviously you just started up and that's a great vision to go national, but now that you guys are local and tied in with your 501c3, you're going to do a luncheon. You don't have a date yet. It's in fourth quarter, so you're building up for that. What else do you need from the community to help you guys get pushing and moving?
From the community, we really haven't talked about that. We do know multiple other female responders from around the state that we really want to get involved with and talk to.
Good.
We want to let them know what our drive is. We want to bring them into our circle.
Well, that's good. I think you're probably one of your number one advocates would probably be Miss Nancy Tate, your representative. She advocates for women's rights. We were just talking the other day. I'm actually trying to put a podcast together for encouraging women in office. There should be more women voices in our office, in our legislature, in elected positions in general. It's male dominated, and I think that having both perspectives is invaluable to our society. Don't you guys think that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Most definitely.
So what are you guys going to try to do for these girls besides scholarships and women in the industry? What's some real goals that you want to get done besides the scholarship this year?
So I would say there are a couple. One of the big ones being that community. We're fortunate enough, the four of us have found that in each other.
Yeah.
To be able to have somebody once, the other day is a great example. Me and Haley were both at the scene of an accident, and it gave me a lot of anxiety and a real lot of firsts for me. And I was able to reach out to her and ask her questions and get answers to, you know, how to better approach those situations in the future, things I could have done differently.
Yeah.
And I felt comfortable talking to her because she is a female, and I know she's not going to judge me for the questions that I have or look
Yeah.
at me differently because of my gender.
Yeah.
But then also, I think just kind of separate from that, you know, one of the other big things we face, and one of the things I noticed in one of my own departments that I'm on, is there really wasn't a female presence there, in the sense of there weren't a lot of female first responders on the department, but then also, you know, there wasn't gear tailored towards females. There wasn't, I mean, I faced this the other day just looking for new gear, trying to find pants that fit me in the department.
I getcha.
When they're all pants that have been ordered for men, or even polo tops.
Oh, yeah.
They fit differently and they're cut different, and it makes a huge difference in how you show up and how you present yourself and
Yes.
how comfortable you feel. So helping to make sure that women have resources to those things, and then also having that outlet from a mental health perspective of somebody to
Yes.
check in with
Yes.
and talk to and get guidance from, and really mentor you and help build you up in the area of first response that you're in.
I think that's a great point that you bring up, because I know that there is a couple of uniform stores like in Elizabethtown, especially for your nursing. They got all the scrubs and all that other stuff, but they do have a long litany of the 501 pants and stuff like that, the really rugged pants that you guys would wear. But there wasn't a lot of women's selection that I noticed for law enforcement and or those first responder uniforms. And I know that matters, coming from 32 years in the military. There's a different cut, and Anne Marie, you can probably attest to this too. There's a different cut.
Yeah.
If you don't get the right uniform, and it really not only looks stupid, but it feels weird. I can imagine for the females. But you know, for you guys were sitting around one day drinking coffee. How did this thing kick off? I want to know that story. I mean, what happened? Hey, we ought to do something first. Tell me that story. Walk me back to what it was like when y'all were sitting around to bring me to the scene of the crime where this whole thing festered up from.
Yeah, so I can take you back in time a little bit. This actually all kind of started at Shop with a Hero. That was when I first met Anne Marie, and absolutely from day one fell in love with her. She is an amazing person.
I believe that.
I was talking to her, and she was like, you know, you really should join. Like, being a firefighter is amazing. I think you would love it. And I was like, yeah, I'm interested in it. And I went with my husband to his department the next weekend. Again, noticed there wasn't really that female presence. And I messaged Anne Marie and was like, we should really do something about this. And so she was like, oh, I have two amazing ladies you need to meet. And my goodness, am I thankful for that. So
that must be Haley and Ellery. Ellery.
yes, it is.
It's not rolling off my tongue fast enough, Ellery. So
It's okay.
I'm
So,
trying.
We met, not to plug our local McDonald's, but we met at our local McDonald's, and she was like, hey, let's all meet up and have coffee. We sat down together.
Don't you think it's ridiculously expensive for coffee now at McDonald's? Like, I feel like if I go to eat at McDonald's, I'm going to lose a $20 bill. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. You're at McDonald's.
Yep, we're sitting around.
You're like old timers sitting around reading a newspaper. I got it. Go ahead.
Absolutely. It was early on a Sunday morning,
Breakfast
too.
Club.
All right. I like it.
And we got to talking, and Haley and Ellery and Anne Marie got to share their experiences with me, you know, coming from the first response field. And I kind of told them, you know, this is the crazy idea that I brought to Anne Marie. What do you think? And I feel like you guys jumped in head first with no hesitation, and we drafted bylaws that day, and within a week we were working on our 501c3 designation.
Very good. Now, you said it was very difficult, the challenge to get a 501c3. What was difficult about it for you guys?
The legal aspect behind it, when you have to explain to the IRS why you want to exist as an organization and what your goal and mission is, really defining that in a way that they're willing to accept, I guess. We actually are a municipal 501c3, meaning that you have to be part of or in relation in some way to the first response field to be considered a member.
Got it.
That could be either being a first responder or being affiliated with first response or being in support of it, but you have to fall under that designation to be a member with us. And I think that was the biggest struggle as we went back and forth with our legal advisor on how to get our 501c3 designation finalized.
Got it. So now that you're all legal and you're getting the word out, when will we announce your first event?
Hopefully, within the coming months, we'll settle on a date, and then I know Anne Marie will definitely be sharing it with you guys here at the Messenger, so we can get the word out there.
Have you guys talked to the fair board about getting a spot out at the fairgrounds for the fair, the county fair?
That is a great idea.
It is
Thank you
Yeah,
for
that's
bringing it
me,
up.
the marketing guy. I'm sure that David Pace would love to have all of his booths filled up, but I would highly recommend that you guys get on the list and find out if there's an open booth that you guys could get at the Meade County Fair. So what are some other things that you guys want to talk about the organization today to share with everybody out there that people need to know before they walk away from this podcast that they should know about you guys?
I really just want to push the mentorship part of it. You know, when I was in the auxiliary at Ekron Fire Department, my husband would come home and tell me about this amazing woman named Ellery Robinson and how...
And I screwed her name up like 3 times today. Ellery.
But he would come home and say, you know, she did such a great job. And he would also talk about Cheyenne Clark. She is such an amazing young woman. And, you know, I was previously in the military, so I've done that part of my life already. And I have children, and I was able to look at Ellery and go, she's a mom. She's doing this. Her children are a little older, but she's able to do this. And I just felt like, you know what, I can do it too. Maybe in a smaller amount, but I can do it. And one day my children will be older, and I'll be able to give more of myself and maybe even pursue a career in EMS like she has. So I feel like if I didn't meet her or see her doing that, I don't think I could see myself doing it. And I just want a lot of young women to know that you can do these things. You know, you can be an upstanding member of your community and give back to your community. There's such a need here. We're all volunteer, and I'm not even from Kentucky. I mean,
you and I are transplants.
Exactly.
That's okay.
So, and I encourage a lot of veterans to join this too. This is a paramilitary organization. And I feel like, you know, when my husband retired, this was a very good transition for him. He's still able to utilize all those skills he learned over all those years and implement it in a different way on a more local level rather than just...
Plus the camaraderie.
Yes, we have that tremendously. And, you know, we don't have a lot of family here, so this fire family is our family. And another thing, these ladies, I call them up a lot, you know, and vent to them, and we just really rely on each other. And I'm just grateful for them, and I want others to experience this as well.
So Haley, how did you get all wrapped in? What made you jump on the bandwagon?
Well, I was actually I got involved in it about 12 years ago when I was brought around it. I have lots of friends my whole life that's been in the first responder field. That's really what got me into it. And then I moved back to Meade County, and I knew lots of people in the fire department, and I was like, you know what, that's where I need to be. That's what I need to be doing. The demand is in the field is in high demand. The volunteers are not there like they used to be. The dispatchers are not there. If anywhere you go, you can get a first responder job. It is in such high demand. And I want to show people what you get out of being a first responder, how you can support your community, what you can do. It's life-changing.
Yeah. Why do y'all think it's declined so much?
I think the media has a lot to do with that.
Not this guy.
Not you. Not you.
Not this guy.
I believe the media.
I mean, who would have thought that a Republican can own a media outlet? I'm just saying. But anyway, go ahead.
I do believe the media has put a lot of pressure on first responders, especially with the years passing, the last few years.
Sure.
And I think that's made a stigma and where people are just scared.
Yeah.
And they have every right to be scared. But
Yeah, it's not easy doing what you guys do. The threats are much higher now, I think.
And in the volunteer services, I think a lot of people believe that it's going to be somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
Somebody else will come to your rescue. Somebody else is going to put your house out. Somebody else is going to cut you out of that car. But one day there's not going to be no volunteers that are able to show up to the tones.
Yeah.
Then who's going to be there for you?
No. Yeah. No.
We're it.
I always encourage everybody try it for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
You know,
I
see
would
how you
also
feel.
say that like there's a lot of people in our county that don't realize that the fire service is completely volunteer in our county.
Yep.
There's been so many times I've seen posted on Meade County Local, you know, I really wish that
Oh,
XYZ
did
would've
you
showed
have
up
to give them a
faster.
plug? Seriously?
Well,
It better be the Meade County Local too.
sure.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
And not even in a positive post. It's you know, why couldn't so and so show up faster? Or I really wish.
That's why I didn't want to plug them. But anyway, go ahead.
And it's frustrating sometimes to see those things because we are volunteer. To Anne Marie's point, we all have jobs. We all have day jobs that we do.
Yeah, you don't get paid for all that. Volunteer means no money.
And we're showing up. We're leaving our families. We're
Putting yourself in danger.
Yeah, we leave important life events, school events, we leave family events to go put ourselves in front of these challenges and obstacles and help other people because we feel called to do that. But I think a lot of people in our county assume that the fire service is paid just like, you know, the police service, and it's not. We all sacrifice our time and energy and effort to go to these trainings, to get certified, to understand what to do to protect people.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot from a person. So I think that's another big thing that.
Yeah, I think it's great that you just capitalize on that because I want our audience to know that this is why I want to make people aware of the programs that are out in our community. The volunteer fire department, all of these volunteer programs. Folks, these are people in our community who are dedicating themselves to serve you, the citizens of Meade County. And to her point, they sacrifice their families and their lives to put themselves in harm's way locally, so that you can, you know, not watch your life dreams burn up in flames, or a family member who is suffering because of an injury or an illness and get the attention that they need, or the defense that they need from law enforcement. And to your point, the volunteer programs, you know, they don't get paid. Maybe your sheriffs do get paid, but not all of your EMS or your fire department workers get paid. They're coming to your house to put out a fire. So when you get those little donation letters, or you're driving past the boots and the cones at the stoplights, and when they do those things, you should reach in your pocket and you should grab whatever you have in the change slot and you throw it in there so that they can make their quotas for donations to keep the lights on. I think it's important that they know that that's what you guys do, because it's, you know what I mean, Anne Marie? It's just.
Can I clarify that
Yeah,
a
go
little
ahead.
bit?
Go ahead.
I appreciate what you just said, but the donations that we collect are for Crusade for Children. All of our lights stay on through taxes.
No, I'm tracking, but
Okay.
but the when y'all are working to get donations to support all of the different other things that go on in the community, it's worthwhile investment.
Yes.
And yes, I got it. The taxes buy the fire engines and all that other stuff. But if you weren't there, what are the fire engines doing?
Sitting there.
Exactly
And
my
I
point.
want to throw in that we actually have to do the same training as a paid firefighter.
That's right.
Yep.
We learn from the
standard.
same book.
Same exact books, same instructors, same courses.
And how much does that cost?
It's free.
For us.
Our department
Yeah,
pay for all of
somebody
our
pays for
training
that,
Yes.
right?
through taxpayer.
That's
money.
right.
Or
We have
in
taxing
grants.
That's right.
Yeah.
So my point is if you see these folks out there, they're doing this for free. The tax dollars that you have bought the stuff, but if there's nobody to get in the boots or put on the jacket or drive the truck, your house is going to burn to the ground. So when they're doing stuff for our community, whether it's volunteering to raise money for an organization or something else, grab your change, grab your wallet, and make a donation. Yes, I got it. Your tax dollars bought the truck. But the people that are standing there in that uniform, without them, your house would burn to the ground. I'm just saying.
And I would say, too, just separate from collecting donations for Crusade or being out in the community, If you see a first responder in the community, I don't care what branch of service they are in, or even if they're in the military.
Just say thank you.
Yes.
Just say thank you.
And if you see a first response vehicle coming down the road, please
Move out of the
pull
way.
over.
Get
Please.
over.
Pull over.
Pull to the right.
'Cause-
And if you're trying to pass them because they're on the right side, pulled over or something like that, please move over to the other lane. And if you're that speed
slow
demon
down.
in the fast lane that wants to cut past the guy in front of you who's slowing down to get over in the lane, let him get in front of you or her so that they can avoid that vehicle. They're just like road workers. You know what I mean? When they're doing a live accident out there on the road, they're in as much danger as a road worker, and you should be equally cautious of
It
them.
can be scary
I can
I want
imagine.
people to
doing traffic
slow
control.
down.
because some people, you're inconveniencing them. And it's like, I'm sorry, I have to keep
Yeah.
other firefighters and the EMS safe. You cannot come through.
So, just before we close it out, all right, give me the worst experience you've ever had doing the job since you've been doing it. We'll start with Elroy.
Ellery,
Ellery. Ellery. Why do I do that? I'm so sorry. Ellery. So sorry.
I don't usually share my worst experience with people.
Then share your best experience.
My best experience? Oh. It's going to an accident and you see somebody and they're suffering, and whenever their face lights up because they know that help is there for them.
That's awesome.
That is one of my best experience feeling. Or whenever a family member says, my dog did get out, or my kids weren't home. That's a
Awesome.
wonderful experience.
I could imagine. Go ahead, Haley.
Yeah.
Best experience.
Best experience. The best experience I've ever had is accomplishment. Getting that training, finding the support, doing what you can for somebody, and them understanding you're doing all you can for somebody. Just knowing that you're there for them. Sometimes you're that person's only comfort.
Anne Marie.
My best experience with this so far is being able to be involved with the junior program at our fire department and seeing these young adults or young kids actually become 18 and get their firefighter helmet.
Awesome. That's awesome.
That's a good one.
All right. You're up, Ray.
I'm going to be cheesy, but
Aye.
my best experience throughout being a first responder this far is been being with these three ladies right here.
Wow.
And
Aw.
what we're building with this organization and what we have planned to do, being able to build that community and uplift other people and get them involved, I wouldn't trade this for the world.
Wow. Well, you know, ladies, I just got to say, I am super grateful to have you guys here. She Responds. That's the name of the organization. Where do you go to? Tell them what your website is
Our Facebook is She Responds Female First Responders.
and your website.
We don't have a formal website set up yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had one. I'm sorry. So, She Responds. Go to Facebook, check them out, launch your campaign to be a member, and get involved and reach deep inside your wallets. They're going to need it to get this going. But I'm glad you guys could come on the show today. Final thoughts from you, Ray, moving out today.
Just thank you so much for having us and getting the word out there.
Awesome. So, for everybody tuning in or that turned on the stream or who's going to watch it later, please go to the She Responds on Facebook and check them out. You can always check out the updates that we keep on the website at meadecountyky.com. We'll do a feature article on them coming up and let you know when they're going to host that luncheon so you can go and meet all the people of Meade County that are supporting this organization. Bring your wallet. For me, I'm signing off Messenger Studios again, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.